Lars Bouillon from GBC Live. Today we have Heidi Berg, Director Program of nHack. So today we are having you here, and we are so excited about your program that you've had. So what we need is first, we need your brief introduction for everybody who's watching us. And then after that, we would love to know about nHack program in here in China, specifically in Shanghai.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So I just joined nHack recently.
Nice.
And I explained it to someone else today as this perfect storm, because I used to work in a big investment fund, focusing on developing markets. And then after that I left and worked in a tech company. And a telecom company, and I was in the innovation department and working almost like internal startups.
Nice.
But then I have this passion for China, and I'm also very interested in global development and that. And if you look at that, you have to go to China.
Nice.
So I just came here, and I thought I have to find something where I can combine this, and that's how I ended up in nHack, and it combines my being an investment fund. We're a venture capital fund. It's a startup related company. We invest in the Nordic startups coming to China, and of course it's China where my belief in the future is in China. So that's how I ended up here, and what I'm doing as program director in nHack is to bring not only the startups from the Nordics. We do that through our investments, but we also need to open the eyes for like the corporates or people working in industry organizations. They need to understand what's happening in China. So my role in nHack is to bridge that and bring more people here, and that could be within specific industries, like bringing a group of people working with fintech in Scandinavia.
Nice.
Taking them here and just letting them experience, WeChat Pay and Alipay and all that. Or it could be like women entrepreneurs, which is a great passion of mine, and I'm also very happy that it's strong focus with nHack to bring more women here. But I just started, so
Nice.
I'm hoping to get this ball rolling very soon now.
Yeah, we have heard a lot of good news about nHack and what they're doing and their programs here in China. I think nHack, they've had like more than 14 companies as portfolio till now, yes, or more?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure of the number, because it's like, we just signed a new company, and so I'm actually not sure of the number now.
Yeah.
That's a bit embarrassing.
No, actually, I've heard a lot of outstanding companies. You got to come to, Shanghai, get through nHack, and get through those companies. That what nHack is doing is a great job bringing all tech companies here, and they're looking for better market also in terms of investment. They have a kind of hope that if China's investment, they get some China's investment. So one question: do you have other branches like? It is
then Shanghai.
Then Shanghai.
Yes. So this is our now Shanghai is our biggest office, but it's not. I don't think you can call it the main office, but we're most people here. We also have an office in Beijing, and we also have an office in Shenzhen. So
Is it only focusing in China, or you have kind of eyes on Indonesia and Vietnam or Singapore?
Just today, very interesting. This was announced today by Chris Running, founder and CEO of nHack, that we are launching in Singapore, and Singapore is of course the entry point for Southeast Asia.
Nice.
So we are launching there, doing the same thing, bringing Nordic startups there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You talk about woman entrepreneurship. How many of these companies that you have are woman founders or co-founders?
So in the first cohort, there were 6 companies in total, and 3 of them had female founders. So that's great.
That's impressive.
In this cohort, unfortunately, the new companies we saw presented here today, there's only one with female founder. So we need to do something about that.
So as someone that you're active as a woman entrepreneur, what kind of barriers you see in this path for women entrepreneurs? than
Oh,
men.
there's
Okay.
yeah, I know, this is a big topic. One of the barriers that we brought up in a study that we presented yesterday at a different event is that female founders find it much harder to get capital. They have to fight and work much harder to convince the ventures. Yeah, the venture capitalists, they tend to invest in men, and that's a big, that makes it a lot harder. And then it's interesting to see that female-founded companies
are much better.
They actually perform much better.
Nice.
So this is just, it's a great opportunity in itself.
It's a perspectives problem that those investors, they think that women entrepreneurs, they might have, I don't know, some obstacles, barriers to handle the company. What is it?
Well, this is,
and what is the solution?
Yeah. Oh, this is such a big question and so many parts to the solution. I personally, I think an important thing is to kind of normalize, we need to break some stereotypes. Because let's say, you have this, the famous elevator pitch, or, you only have 10 minutes to explain your story. And if a guy doesn't, if, let's say, an investor, he listens to the story the whole 10 minutes when it's a guy presenting, whereas if he listens to a woman, he takes him 5 minutes to believe that she actually knows what she's talking about, whether it's on the tech side or it's on the business side, then she only has 5 minutes left to actually convince him about the business.
Yeah.
And I think that's all about this normalizing and just getting men and particularly then investors to just not think about these women as being any different and just listen to the idea, because you have these great ideas and you have these great talents.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I think as you've been in venture funds, before, yeah.
Well, it's the different. It was not the venture. Yeah,
well,
I was in an investment fund.
Investment fund. Yeah. It's a part of investment fund, can be venture fund as well. But you are familiar with investors' perspective. So as nHack is investing in some companies, and you're the one as a program director in nHack, and I hope that you can have better and wider perspective for women entrepreneurs. And I think that, imagine if there are more women angel investors or women venture capitalists are in the market, in the investment market, so there might not be these kind of things, because they might consider better about women entrepreneurs,
Yeah, of course, that's also a thing, that there are fewer female investors and people do tend, this is a known thing. We're very biased that we tend to trust people that are similar to ourselves.
Yeah.
So of course, if male investors just have this bias, but it's also important to just discuss this and make people aware that you have a bias.
Yeah.
Just like I should probably be aware that I might be overly positive about the Norwegian company because I'm Norwegian myself, and just bringing awareness to your biases is the first important step.
Yeah, I think historically that perspective had happened, but what I see that things are getting better and more women entrepreneurs are getting into market and more women dare to be an entrepreneur, to be founders or co-founders, because I think part of that women, they have to believe in themselves and they should not take or pay attention to what others are saying, and they have to break that fear. That's the thing. They have to ignore what is happening or maybe what others are saying. Part of that could be a kind of cultural issue in some countries, like in China. Woman entrepreneurship is good. Women are, doing a lot of stuff, but as a woman entrepreneur, you have to be founder and co-founder, and you have to, as a corporate person, you go at work, you do your job, you get paid, and you get back home. There is no pressure on you. But as a woman entrepreneur, there's a lot of pressure. You have to deal with a lot of things. And we are happy having you. And we've had a kind of several programs for women entrepreneurs in Shanghai. And we are happy that we were the first one who paid attention to that part because we saw that there should be something had to be done here. So we started since 2 years ago, and now we are having you here as a really awesome woman entrepreneur who's gonna help other woman entrepreneurs here, not only Norwegian. I hope it happens for every single woman who wants to be an entrepreneur, that they can have their dreams come true with nHack, and at the end with Heidi Berg here as a program director of nHack. Thank you so much.
Thank
really
you
appreciate for giving your time to us. Really appreciate your time.